Welcome back to another episode of the Grunge Bible Podcast. This is episode 230, coming out on August 18th. My name is Ethan Shalloway, joined by Chris Salona. Grunge Bible is back. We are pumped up to be here. Chris, how you doing, man?
I'm good, dude. We're recording this one day before the episode releases. We're finishing a pretty good stretch here of some full days that we've had. You know, kind of gotten into a little bit of everything, but, you know, we make time, obviously, to record this podcast and to check in, but I'm pretty good. I've got a coffee here. I'm just kind of recovering from a busy last several days, really a busy week that I've had, so I'm going to take some time today to, hopefully recover a little bit and get ready for another busy one ahead, but things are good. I feel pretty good. August is rolling on, dude. How are you?
Yeah. I'm doing well. Yeah, that's the theme. We've talked about it on prior episodes the last couple months, August and everything after, and we're finally in August. We're in the middle of it. We're actually past the halfway point at this point. And exactly what you said, dude. It's the end of summer. So we're going to talk about the feelings of August, the end of summer. You're trying to get in everything you need to get into. Everybody's like still able to screw off work and whatever, take time. And I feel like you're filling in. You're getting all the hangs while you can while the summer's nice.
Dude,
summer sunsets. You got to get everything, everything you can while you can.
I got to tell you, like, as far as like time of different times of the year, and as far as the seasons go, like mid to late August / beginning of September is a dark horse for like one of the more affecting periods of time, with summer kind of fading away. Every single year, like it happens, I'm like, damn, this is tough. Like, you hate to see it go, and you feel older. And I don't know if it's just because like our birthdays obviously are right as summer ends.
It definitely helps.
End of September, like that. And this has been a theme on the podcast. Like even going back, Ethan, to episode number 25, we did "So Long to the Holidays," the Ugly Casanova song, where we probably waxed poetic about the fact that summer was over and we're feeling a little older than we were. But let's do it again here.
So
four years later.
Nothing's changed, Chris. The feelings are the same.
Nothing's changed, dude. It's funny. So
the only thing
we're
that's
actually
changed is the date.
Yeah, man. And like we're gonna be talking a little bit about the Counting Crows album, August, and everything after. And there's this one clip of from Woodstock '99 where they performed, and it's like 100 degrees outside, and Adam Duritz is sitting on the stage as "Round Here Begins," and he goes into this little story. He's like, back. When I was younger, like me and Dave, like we used to talk about like what it would be like to be in a good band, or and if we were going to be a good band, and whether we should quit and do something else. And he's like, because you wonder in your mid-20s if you're going to go anywhere. And like I used to post that all the time, and like every August I would post it like right around this time, and like I would be like, I'd write something like, oh, like I'm in my mid-20s myself, like, what advice do you have for somebody in your mid-20s? And like I'm getting ready to put that up in the next couple of days, and like I'm not in my mid-20s anymore, so I got to change the template. It's time is passing, and it's kind of freaking me out.
That is, yeah. I know. I figured we were going to talk.
I posted that for the first time, I think, when I was 23 or 24, and now I'm 28. I'm going to be 29 soon. And as Ethan, as we're recording here, the lights just went out where Ethan's at, so we're going to try.
My mom just came down the basement and turned them off on the way up. She forgot I was doing this, so I'm going to run up and turn them on. If you want to. Keep talking, or we can pause.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll start. Yeah, now's a great time to give thanks for the people that make this show possible. So we're going to do that here while Ethan literally gets the lights back on. So if you're interested in supporting this podcast, there's a couple of different avenues to do it. The quickest way to do it is just to listen to the show, give us a rating, leave a comment, leave a review, or share it with a friend. And if you want to throw your monetary support behind us, you can go over to our Patreon, which is linked in the show notes. We have a $2, $5, and $10 tier that you can select to give at, or you can be very ambitious and choose your own adventure on there and give more money, or you could give less. Like you give $1 if $2 tier isn't is too much, but you can do that. You can also go to the show notes and find our link for some merch. But I would like to thank the Patreon supporters, and we do have a new Patreon member at the $2 tier. We would like to thank Rory C for joining up, who put his application in, and it was immediately it was selected. So congratulations for being a part of this prestigious group. I need to reach out to you, Rory, and get your origin story as to why you chose to support us. And if you have an episode topic suggestion, I just haven't gotten around to doing that. So I apologize, but thank you for joining. And we would also like to thank our top tier supporters on Patreon. And we begin, as we typically do, with the two-headed monster of Abraham and Frank leading the way up at the top. And then next up, we've got the Cracker Man, who we would like to thank. And the rest of the top tier are Black Hole Sean, A Bit Dusty, Eddie Vedder Got Me Through My Second Divorce, Gochujang, Doug Endy, Heidi in Chains, Carlene Salona, Jamie Lynn, King Buzzle Stole My Hair, The Michael Dooley Project, Looking California, Feeling Minnesota, Nikki Six, Russell, Seattle 4 Fanboy from New Jersey, Ultra Mega OK, Sherry Matthews, and What the Fuck is Up, Denny's. So thank you for your support, and we're just rolling on here. It's not bad.
Love it.
Absolutely. We do have another report from the road here. Ethan, I shared this one with you while we were on the phone a little bit earlier when we were putting the finishing touches on this episode. But always love to get fan mail from people that are, at different parts of their listening journey. And we received a great email this week from Tara. And the email, the subject is 200 episodes and still running, literally. And the message goes, "Hi, Chris, Ethan, and Drew. Hope you legends are doing great. I cannot believe I listened to your first episode on March 30th, 2024. And as of yesterday, at episode 200, I'm almost caught up. I listen faithfully several times a week on my runs. I took a little break during some work priorities that I had to do. But after binging for months and listening in sequential order from start right up to now, I finally hit that episode where you read my first email from last August on air, followed shortly after the episode where you read my podcast review. I'm smiling from ear to ear. I've got about 30 episodes left before I am officially live. You've become such a part of my routine. It feels like I know you all personally. Thanks for making hundreds of miles fly by and for all of the fun along the way, Tara." That's what it's all about, dude. It's really cool to know that there's somebody out there who we are their companions for their runs. Crushing mileage. Like you all have, like everybody who listens to something while they run, they have like the happy zone. Like whether it's a particular artist or a podcast or anything of that sort, audiobook. And the fact that like We Are Tara's soundtrack is super super cool. And talk about like high output there, getting almost caught up in not that long a time. That's very, very impressive. And I can't wait until she's with us, week by week as the new episodes come out. So we got to keep making them then, because she needs stuff to listen to on her run.
Well, everybody talks about, how much, miles per gallon your car can get, but I want to know how many miles per podcast.
Like what is the EPA rating for the Grunge Bible podcast? Do we pass the emissions test?
Like 200 episodes, dude? Yeah, I mean, do you think she's got 1,000 miles with us?
There's a lot of miles there.
That's 5 miles an episode. That'd be like, if you're listening at regular speed, an hour for 5 miles. That's like,
that's pretty. Yeah, I mean,
it's very doable. So
yeah, absolutely, that's more than doable.
Yeah, 1,000 miles.
Probably more than that. I'm maybe like 1,300 miles, because we've got some long episodes too.
Yeah, we do.
We might even be 1,500 miles. that's
pretty, the miles per gallon. We're talking podcast per mile.
Yeah, whatever. It's really incredible. And there's no energy tax on that, so it's all tax-free benefits.
I definitely, we've definitely talked about it a bunch, but if we can be that comforting voice and that good vibes that you need to get through whatever it is, work day, run, workout, that's what we love to do. And so getting those emails and responses are so much fun, and I salute you.
Absolutely.
Cranking out the 200. I know how the podcast game works. I got my pods that I feel the same way, and you never know when there's one where you're just like, you know what, I got to go back to the beginning. I got to get to the genesis here.
Yeah.
And luckily we don't have like too many where you can't scroll to the bottom.
Right. Yeah. It's not like there's like 6,000 of them. So all in due time there will be, though. But that's a great email to get things started here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude. When I was two things. One, when the lights just went off, I was thinking of was it an Eddie Vedder was like, turn the lights off.
Yeah,
Josh.
This is not a TV studio, Josh. It's a fucking rock concert.
I want to yell that to my mom. There she is.
Episode 230, Ethan cusses out his mom.
I could never.
I know, seriously.
Dude, but the other thing is just as we're talking about with August, the end of summer, and And obviously, and honestly, the podcast and all the thing, you know, in the words of the great Adam Duritz, that we'll probably get into, it's gonna be over soon. Doesn't matter how good something is, it's gonna be over soon.
Everything's got an end point, man.
Sometimes just on those drives to San Francisco, I just thought to myself, it's gonna be over soon. We'll get more into that later.
Yeah,
but
so you just got to enjoy things while they're there, man.
But yeah, man, I'm glad you're doing well.
Yeah, man. Glad you're hopefully doing all right too. I don't even know. I don't think you finished the check-in because the lights went out. So.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm definitely doing good. I feel in just, you know, music's been great recently. A lot of great listening. There's a lot of shows coming up in the fall and the winter, and both Birmingham and you know, Philadelphia. Obviously, like there's a good lineup, and I'm getting anxious of like, oh no, I want to go, but who do I go with? Which city? Like, you know, is it, you know, what do I do? So that's a good problem to have.
Yeah, it sure is, dude. You know, things are moving fast, and you know, there's a lot going on. But I think we should get to some shows this year.
Oh,
that'd be pretty good.
No doubt. There's I don't want to go too into it. There's a band Eggy that I've been listening to.
Oh yeah,
and, yeah, they're good friends with Goose, and actually
nice.
In Birmingham, Goose played until like 11 at Avondale, and then across the street Eggy started at 11. They like planned it so you could do a double feature.
Really?
And me and George were gonna do it, but then we were just like so tired, and it was like gonna be another jam sesh that you don't know how long it's gonna last. So
never know, dude.
But recently I just got into them more, and I was like, dude, I wish I would have. So now that they're on my radar, I really want to see Eggy.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, dude.
Yeah. So I think they're gonna come up in songs of the week, but
yeah, for
let's
sure.
get into some happy birthdays and what happened in music
absolutely.
history.
I've got one that's not listed here, but just because talking about stuff that we've been listening to. Yesterday, I probably spent like 2.5 hours driving yesterday, just from like different locations. I had to go to a couple of events, and the entire time I listened to Canned Heat and Canned Heat alone, because yesterday, August 16th, was the 56th anniversary of their performance at Woodstock. So I was in the Canned Heat mood, and it got me thinking back to when we anointed summer 2023 as a Canned Heat summer. Yep. And I reprised that yesterday. So while not in the vein of Eggy in the sense that I can't really go out and see Canned Heat, I sure can listen to them. And I felt the need to commemorate the anniversary of their set, and also
at-home
just
concerts.
Woodstock in particular. I got some Woodstock stuff that I'm posting today on the 17th as we record, because this was the 56th anniversary of the final day. So, you know,
that's perfect.
Yeah, man, a lot of good stuff going on. But let's get to this actual day in music history on August 18th, as we've got a couple of birthdays that we would like to contend with. So I'll kick things off here. On August 18th, 1967, the great Dan Peters was born, of Mudhoney fame, one of the forefathers of the only real grunge band to ever exist. All-around good guy, from an all-around incredible band.
Man, haven't said that line in a while. That Mudhoney is the only real
grunge band, dude. And he's a hell of a drummer too, man. Like, Mudhoney,
people reference him a lot. People reference him a lot as one of the fathers of that sound, that grunge, the drum sound that is.
Oh yeah. And
happy birthday,
I just found this out prior to being in Mudhoney. I guess when he was a lad, when he was 15, he was in a band called Bundle of Hiss, with future member of Tad, Kurt Danielson. So the Bundle of Hiss, I gotta track down a tape of theirs or something and see what's going on there. That could be pretty good.
I'm sure you can imagine what it sounds like.
Oh yeah,
a bundle of hiss.
Oh yeah, that sounds pretty good.
All right, moving to 1992. Francis Bean Cobain was born. Kurt becomes a father. Courtney becomes a mother. Pretty epic. I mean,
turning 33 today.
Keep the Cobain. Just 2 years older than me. That's crazy.
I know. She's married to Tony Hawk's son.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they got married. I knew they were dating.
They were married in 2023.
Which name do you take? You know, do you keep
I
the
think
Cobain?
they both go by like they both go by like their like public names.
Surname.
So I don't know. I haven't examined their marriage certificate or anything, so I'm not really sure. But happy
check
birthday
the profiles.
Frances Bean turning 33. Crazy
That's
stuff.
awesome. There's we'll just keep doing this day music. There's a more current one I want to bring up. Delicate Steve has an album coming out in 4 days on the 22nd, Luke's Garage, and I'm pumped up.
I keep seeing that on my homepage. Yeah. I gotta take a trip to Luke's Garage.
Yeah, dude. I'm super pumped. Yeah, obviously we're coming up for Wound Talking, we actually don't have any albums to talk about it for this day in music, but we're coming into the album zone of September where everything was released over the years.
Yeah. I gotta be really busy on the page with like every single album that's of consequence seemingly came out in August and September of 1991 and 1992. Mm-hmm. So we'll have to be talking about that, but we always got to throw in some new release. It's a popular time of year to release an album. So
the Black Keys, like we talked about off air, we got to give it a listen and give it a real.
We got to give our informed opinion because everybody else has an opinion, whether it's informed or uninformed. But let's keep this day in music rolling here, and this is a great one here on this day in 1962. Ringo Starr makes his inaugural appearance with the Beatles at a Horticultural Society dance in Birkenhead, England. And evidently he had a 2-hour performance, or rehearsal rather, in preparation of his inaugural appearance. And this is the first time that the Beatles appeared four wide as we would come to know them with John, Paul, George, and Ringo. What a momentous day in music history.
The Beatles were born.
The Beatles were officially born here on August 18th of 1962. So Ringo joins the band. Peace and love. Peace and love. No more fan mail. Peace and love.
Everybody at noon today, please, peace and love.
For my birthday.
Please, for my birthday. Oh my gosh.
Peace and love.
Yeah, I can't believe the Beatles were born on this day.
I know. Peace and love.
Okay, moving to 1969. This is a weird one. I put it there. I probably won't read it all because the second half has nothing to do with So apparently in 69, Mick Jagger was accidentally shot in the hand during the filming of Ned Kelly in Australia, and apparently the film was dragged and dogged and problems and all this stuff, and it has a weird story about it.
Top of all the problems, he gets shot in the hand.
Yeah, I don't even know how that happens. It's like I guess it's like an Alec Baldwin situation.
Yeah, seriously. That's thankfully there were no fatalities with this, but I don't know anything about this film, and I did not know that Mick Jagger had sustained a gunshot wound.
Not a good thing when you take a gunshot and no one knows what the film is.
Yeah, exactly. If you're gonna get some sort of injury,
at least that'd be like Gladiator, like stabbed her.
Yeah, exactly. Like something, something worthwhile. It was
for the scene, the epic scene. Yeah,
seriously. Oh man,
you get more Beatles here.
Yeah, I do get more Beatles. So 20 years to the day that Ringo Starr made his inaugural appearance with the group, the city of Liverpool decided to name 4 streets after one of each of the members of the Fabulous Four. And it looks like we've got John Lennon Drive, Paul McCartney Way, George Harrison Close, and Ringo Starr Drive. Imagine like you're just living on a nice street in Liverpool, and then all of a sudden, like you see like the maintenance men coming around, like they're ripping your street signs down. You're like, oh, like I'm getting new street signs. This is pretty cool. And then all of a sudden, you now live on Ringo Starr Drive or John Lennon Way,
and you're a Beach Boys guy.
I know, man.
You got to deal with that.
That would be really tough.
I mean, dude, I'm sure John Lennon, pissed because he's got to share John Lennon Drive and Ringo Starr Drive.
I know they couldn't. John Lennon Boulevard or something.
Yeah, no boulevard was used.
No boulevards. It's tough. They had to save
crazy.
that for really important things, I suppose. Yeah, exactly.
Like the Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
Absolutely. We all walk a lonely road, Ethan.
Yes, we do. All right. So in 1991, Sweet Jesus appeared at the Boardwalk, Manchester. And the support act that day was The Rain, later to become Oasis, minus Noel Gallagher, who had yet joined his brother's band. So that's pretty cool. The Rain back when before Oasis was Oasis. I thought that was pretty interesting. It is definitely interesting when bands like, you know, the Mookie Blaylocks of the world change their name, and then that's the next name is what becomes popular. I'm not sure if the Rain was playing like, you know, demos of, you know, Wonderwall or something, but they probably played some, you know.
It's a big time in history to be an Oasis fan right now. I'll tell you that much.
Oh yeah,
it's all never the rage. It has never been bigger, dude. Crazy stuff. So I think that'll do it for this day in music history. I just
it was a pretty uneventful day, and randomly I didn't quite get to the sports stuff because you know,
hey, that's all right.
It's also a dead time in sports. I mean, this is one of the more dead summers in the last like 5 years. It feels like usually there's bigger trades, or there's, you know, last year was the Olympics. There was stuff to do. Now this is like a real summer.
Status quo, man. The dog days. That's what happens.
So for this episode, as you know, from what we've talked about, or maybe even the title, August and Everything After, we are big Crows fan here on the page, Counting Crows and Adam Duritz, and we've talked about him a bunch. And this idea of August and Everything After, like I said, we've been kind of talking about it, I feel like, for 3 months. Once summer began, we started saying it, and maybe years. And, you know, for some reason, I didn't know we were going to do an episode maybe on the album, and it'll be a quasi episode about the album, but more about the feelings of August. And it holds a very specific set of feelings. And like we always say, the year seems of course it's like the last quarter, but it feels like the year is about to start when football starts, our birthdays, you know, people are back to school. And I don't think you can ever shake that feeling of like the school starting be the start of the year, because, you know, once you have kids, you kind of go back into that circuit anyway. And like, you know, the kids are around in the summer, or you're back home and you're spending time, there's so much more family time, but then all of a sudden they're gone for 7 hours a day. So then you get back to working. And yeah, like when we talked about this last week, it seems that at the end of summer, you have a feeling that it's coming. And so you want to get in your last hangs with everybody, and, you know, you're holding on to, you know, the days are getting shorter, the nights are getting shorter, that is. So like you're spending some time out, you're seeing, you know, more sunsets on your drive home or something. And, yeah, dude, I don't know. I was just kind of like, this is a very specific, like, you have like the Christmas feeling. There's very particular feelings at the year, but this one's very special. And I think I became a really big August fan in the past. I think it's always kind of like came in, like when I was in high school, it's something, it's like, you just think about school.
Right.
But I'm really starting to, enjoy this feeling that I'm having. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Because like, I don't know, like there's one of two ways you can look at it, where it's like, oh, like, you know, I think it seems like the majority of people, or at least a plurality of people, consider summer to be like the best time of year or what have you. And, you know, when it leaves, like it always kind of stinks, but like it's just, you look at it that way, we're like, oh, it stinks. But like it's like, man, like it's been pretty good. Like I've had a lot of good experiences, had a lot of fun, and, you know, it always comes back around again, kind of, so to speak. And I think it's just perfect that I think with like tying it back into the music element, like I feel like so much of like Counting Crows, like, you know, whether explicitly or implicitly, like focuses on like a lot of those like emotions and feelings with like the passing of time. And I think it's like a perfect thing that their debut album is called August and Everything After, because like it just feels like one of those records where it kind of talks about some of these things. And it's I always spend a little bit more time with them come end of summer and beginning of fall.
Yeah. So I like I said, the title kind of has been on my mind, and the name of it, and then obviously I got more into the album the last couple of days, and then started watching some live performance of Adam. And dude, he has this star power that I feel like we've talked about, you know, and people, they kind of go I don't know, above like just being like popular. There's something about him when you put him on stage, like, and some people say he's like whiny and he talks too much or something, but like if you have the time and you can watch a live performance and hear him ramble in between, listen to the lyrics, like, you know, dude, he is like, and it would be hard. I feel like it would, maybe, I think people would get upset with it. They feel like, oh, he does this all the time. Like, how can he be sincere every time?
Right.
But at the same time, I feel like, some people are just really like emotional and like able to express it in a good way. And like the way that he produces like, paragraphs and different like anecdotes, or it's so beautiful all the time.
He's
and, like,
really good at what he does.
Yeah, and they had a performance that was in 2007. I think it was the 15-year anniversary we talked about.
It was ended up being 14, but it was the first like live video.
They couldn't wait.
They couldn't wait. Exactly.
They couldn't wait.
It was their first live release of a live concert that they ever did. Live at Town Hall, in which they played August and Everything After, front to back in order, and it's a great show. It's funny, you texted me the link of that last night, and I was like, oh man, like, oh, I know, like I've watched that one so often, and they're just such good live performers, and I agree, like Adam Duritz just has this thing, man, where it definitely whatever he's got like going on that makes him good at that, like it absolutely works on me, and like I'm here for it. And I don't know, it's like when you watch him live, like he does this really good job of like making you feel as though you're in the room with him when he was having the experiences that inspired those songs, but then like at the same time explains them in such a way that like they feel like they're your experiences, and that he could have easily written them about something in your life that you can relate to. And that's just what the greats do, man. And like I'll own it. I'll proudly say it, that like Adam Duritz is one of the greats.
Yeah, I
certainly of that era.
I don't want, like, there's why fight it, right? I mean, he's great. He makes you feel a certain way. Like, so the opening track, the album is Round Here, and he played that. It was their opener, and when he starts singing and going into it, like he almost breaks down. It feels like he's freestyling, and he's doing a little bit more like storytelling, and it feels so genuine, and he's just, it's almost like he's preaching over the band.
Yeah.
And it is, I'm a sucker for people talking over like really good mood music, atmospherical music type of thing. And dude, he just like went on for like 8-minute version, and it was like, dude, I was like locked in, like listening to him like talk about what it's like around here,
Yeah, dude, that song, like something that I'm just for some reason predisposed to really enjoying like this kind of music where like the songs are very wordy, like almost to the point of being over ambitious, but they're able to land it. Like I always think, and it's funny too, because like the Crows and Adam Duritz, like they will sample some Bruce Springsteen songs, and like they'll tag some of their songs with like Thunder Road or something from Springsteen, the E Street Band. And like I always get a lot of like early E Street Band stuff where like Bruce, like on his first like couple of albums with the band, like same thing, like they're like the lyrics are just so dense and voluminous, and like there's a lot going on, and there's a lot to draw from, and like I get that same feeling with the Counting Crows and with Adam Duritz. Like he's just got this ability like to tell these like huge stories where there's so much going on, and they're so descriptive, and like it's fit within the music without feeling like it's overshadowing it. And that's a skill.
Yeah, and like when I'm watching this, I'm like, all right, this is almost 20 years old that this performance came out, and
right.
I was like, what band would do this now? Like, who would get up there and necessarily like, he's not preaching, but like kind of like really like lay it on the line. And there's probably a few, but like I feel like back in the 90s and 2000s or before, like people would be on stage, and they would be a very intimate, like they'd be like much more open to being intimate. I feel like I see more, I don't know, just the way he like lays it all out there is so special. And I'm just like trying to, like, there really is, I don't know who right now would be similar to that, at least from the bands that I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be like, I'd love to be at one of those shows, basically. And I wonder, I mean, he's still, they're still playing. So
yeah,
I wonder if like, playing. I wonder what he's like now.
Yeah, and it's interesting too, because like I hear varying reviews from Counting Crows shows. Like I had tickets one year, but there was a COVID outbreak. Like it was around that time, like 2021, and like they ended up canceling the show and they never came back to make it up. But you know, it depends. Like if you're going to like hear it as it is on the record, you're going to be disappointed. But like if you're going to like hear like what he's doing with the song lately, like these days, it's going to be good. And I think our friend Mark Hopkins just went maybe a month ago to Counting Crows, and he said it was really good. So I would definitely want. Adam still sounds really good and everything, because I've been in the habit like periodically of looking up some of the live performances and checking in.
I've been checking in.
I've been following along, dude. And yeah, dude, it's a special band. And I mean, talk about like a band that hit a homer with their first album. Because they were like, the Counting Crows were very, very hotly chased by a lot of record labels. Like they had a demo that was circulating in like 91, 92, which like everybody wanted a piece of them. And, you know, when they were able, when they signed and they put this album out, I mean, they had the MTV success with like Mr. Jones. They had the critical acclaim with some of these songs. And, you know, it's one of those records that like, I wouldn't say that it has any filler. Like some of my favorites like from this record are ones that like are certainly not, you know, the popular ones. Like I love like Perfect Blue Buildings, for example. Like I think that's a fantastic song. I love Sullivan Street. Like that's one of my all-timers from them. I also love Murder of One. Like they're just it's just great stuff, dude. Like it's unique. Like I think this is a band that certainly, like, I don't think they had very many peers who were doing the same thing here in the early to mid 90s. And that's what I love about them. You know, like if I want to listen to Counting Crows, like there's really not many other bands out there that could do it, what they do for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's definitely bands where it's like everybody, they have their own taste, they have their own flavor, and like other bands like really, you know, will move themselves outside those lines like even more. And it's got to be the vocals and the way that he does it is very unique. And there's people that, I mean, even like the similar stuff doesn't sound similar to it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And so I totally agree. It's like kind of goes very specific. And we talk about, you know, if you're having a bad day, people listen to Jar of Flies or they listen to Radiohead or something. But like Counting Crows is a very underrated, you know, contender for one of the more sadder bands that you could get into.
For sure.
In the headset, like because if you listen to, you know, their upbeat stuff like Mr. Jones or, you know, whatnot, I mean, you know, it's pretty bouncy, pretty bumping, and
they've got a lot more on the other side of the coin though.
But once he starts, you know, spewing his stories, you can get in the weeds pretty quick, because you're like, this is exactly like my life.
Yeah, dude. And it's funny, like and once again, like just how it ties in, like it's a perfect combination of like the album title and like the subject matter of the songs and everything, that like it just like it fits so well with that feeling of like, you know, summer passing away and like things changing and like decisions needing to be made. And I want to read something that Adam Duritz said like as he introduced Round Here in a show that he did in 1999. And he said, "We wrote this song in 1989. We were all in bands and we all had shitty jobs. We would wash dishes, work in record stores, and wash windows, and by day so we could be in a rock and roll band at night, you know. It was after college and our friends were getting on with their lives and they had good jobs, boring jobs, but they made more money than we did, and they had futures and we didn't. And there comes a point in life with everyone in a rock and roll band that you have to sort of decide, am I going to do this with my life, or am I going to go get one of those other jobs? Because I can't deal with washing dishes anymore, and I can't dig any more holes, and I can't wash another window. And there's those that go and there's those that stay. And you walk out on the edge of the world and you balance yourself there for a while and you try to figure out just which one you're going to be. And a lot of our friends are doing other things right now, and we're standing right up here on this stage."
Yeah.
And like that's like at a crux, like that's like what their music like illustrates for me. It's like those choices and those moments where, like, you know, you're kind of aware of like the decisions that you make going to have a big impact.
Yeah.
You know, like they
Yeah,
give,
I'm
like for me,
definitely in one of
this
those
band gives
positions.
so much voice to that, where it's like, because a lot of times, like they just kind of like those choices just kind of happen. But like when I listen to Counting Crows, like it's like, wow, like you're very, very aware of when it's happening, and you're aware of how important it is.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah, those are always, that's where anxiety sets in. It's like, oh, the weight of the world on this one decision, where usually you make the decision, and you can always, like, life changes so much, right? If you make a decision now in a year, like if you were worried about the way someone would think in a year from now and you made your decisions, like they could be in a total different spot and they could think totally different. And like, it's impossible to really to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the beginning to the Sullivan Street. He talks about this, where he's dating somebody, and he sets
Oh yeah,
it
the
up
Live
great.
at Town Hall video. Yeah.
Yeah, he sets it up. He's like, oh, I was in LA, and she was in San Francisco, and I was making those drives often, and talking. He said, a few times on his drives, he was, and we mentioned it earlier. He's like, he knew. It's like, you've all been in this situation where you know that it's going to end soon, or it's going to end. It's just not going to last. And you have those realizations, and that definitely happens in life, where you're like doing something, you're just like, even if it's a year, I mean, definitely like college is a good example. You're just like, there is an end date in time.
Yeah.
And you have the most fun, you can only hang on for so long. Or, definitely training athletics. It's like, even the last 2 years, it's like, all right, like I only have 2 years. You have this pressure on yourself, or whatever, however you view it.
Yeah.
And that timeline may not be right either. But there's being in a relationship and knowing, like, oh man, I know this isn't going to last. Like, do I keep doing the drive ups and the drive backs? And that's really interesting. It doesn't matter how good something is, it's going to be over soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, like this record and like the band, like they're just kind of sort of a life companion for me. And like whenever anything gets heavy, like they always kind of come back for me because of stuff like that. And like it's as much for like how Adam like wrote the songs and the stories behind them, because like there's a lot that's applicable there. Like we've all been in situations like that, whether it be relationships or life or what you're doing. And yeah, I don't know, it's just it just fits with this time of year too.
Yeah, he is, like, his voice is just like really comforting to me.
Yeah,
For whatever
too.
reason, like,
Yeah.
you can just go listen, and it cheers you up. It makes you feel not so bad about the bad times. Like, there's just things where you're just like, all right, I'm comfortable like this. And probably because they're a 90s rock and roll band, or grew up hearing it on the radio, there's like definitely a nostalgia for us, where it's like, all right, they've been in my life for a while. This takes me back to whatever time I first listened to it, and you can kind of slow it down.
Yeah.
But it is also aging really well too. Like, I think
Yeah, I think this band has aged incredibly well. Like they put out new music I think earlier this year, and like it sounds like it could have immediately followed August and Everything After, or Recovering the Satellites, or This Desert Life. Like they're still hammering it. And I just kind of love the lore behind the album August and Everything After. So the album artwork, it's got lyrics to the song August and Everything After, which very, very notably was not included on the album or on subsequent albums. And it was kind of this like lost mystery song. And it was left unfinished at the time. And I think sometime in the mid 2000s, like very randomly at a show, they performed it. And then they didn't end up, really finishing it or recording it until 2019, and they released it, I think in partnership with Amazon or something. And Adam recorded it with this orchestra, and it's just a really, really beautiful song. And just like at that young age to like write a song like this, you got to go listen to it. I think it's like 9.5 minutes long, and it's kind
beautiful.
it's a big journey. And like if I could cherry pick like one lyric from it, it's kind of closer to the beginning, and he's like, we're getting older and older and older and older, and always a little further out of the way. And you've got the in August and Everything After, you get a little less than you expected somehow. In August and Everything After, I'm after everything. And I don't know, like it's just one of those things, like I don't know what it means specifically, but I think everybody can get personal meaning from shit like this. And it's just it's comforting, it's hopeful, it's mournful, it's nostalgic, it's everything all in one.
Everything after.
Yeah, man.
I mean, yeah, and for us, like I said, our birthdays are in September, so it definitely feels like when August comes around, it's like we're about to turn 1 year older, and then you have the, that daunting, and we're, you're getting closer to 30. You'll be closer than you've ever been.
Yeah, dude, I'm like, I know you just went through it last year, but like I'm already starting to begin to grapple with what that means, and like I feel like the tide shifting with all of my friends too, with like, who's buying houses, who's getting married, who's having children. Like it's really starting to pick up now. And it's funny, Ethan, you'll really appreciate this, but we were at the beach bar yesterday, myself and probably like 12 to 15 of my buddies, like people going in and out, and this one guy who's probably in his about 50, I would say, he comes up to us. He's like, man, he's like, how old are you guys? Like late 20s, like 30? We're like, yeah. He's like, man, 20 years ago, I was right here with my friends doing the same exact thing. He's like, I was sitting over there just finishing some breakfast, and I was looking at you guys, and he's like, I miss doing that, man. He's like, I wish I could go do that tomorrow with my friends. And he's like, you guys got to enjoy this. I'm like, man, like we're gonna keep doing this as long as we can, because it's important. And I was like, fuck, man, because like those 20 years for him just went like that, I bet,
Yeah, and the crazy part about that is, like, as you get older, you don't choose to stop doing it.
No.
Just less and less people can make it out. All of a sudden, you have like 4 or 5. Then, people have other obligations, family obligations, obviously, and like, you're not getting as drunk, or you're not getting, there's just, things.
Well, the thing that scares me is because like
differently.
Every single group, like all of our friend groups and whatnot, like. And every single friend group in history swore that it wouldn't happen to them, and that like they wouldn't fall out of touch, and that they wouldn't stop hanging out. But it's tough, dude. And I don't know how this relate, but like it does relate to this music, 100%. And it does
this
relate
is August
to
and everything
this
after,
time
right?
of year, man. This is what it means to us, dude. Like it's just like I don't know. But when that dude came up, like shook hands, and I'm like, damn. Like,
and you see the post where it's like, when someone mentions like, the 2016 drinking group that you had back in the day, and there's like, and you go through the lineup and you're like, Vince McMahon meme, like it was special.
Yeah, dude.
And like, you still got it right now, but at some point it's like, you're going to look back on this, summer of 24, 25, like, man, everybody was, everybody wrote us off, but we were still there at the beach bar.
You better believe it. Yeah, but shook me, man.
Yeah, no, that would shake me too, no doubt.
I was like, damn.
Having a guy come up and say that, I mean, oh yeah, dude, it is something else. I mean, the kids, we don't have kids yet, but I see it in my friends and my brothers that it changes your life, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like it totally dictates your life. And then it makes more sense when people like, it's like, I haven't let loose in a while, like, or, they go on a boys' trip and they actually don't have responsibilities, or a ladies' trip or something. So I guess we have that to look forward to.
Yeah, I guess so, huh?
But yeah, it's it is the passage of time, man. It is something else. And like I said, I'm really a fan of August right now. I think that it's definitely going to continue to feel like this. It's a special month, dude. I don't know if we got to rank the months or something, but this is like, it's probably, I mean, September's the best.
Yeah, this is a good one. And I'm having a good month too. Like I've gotten a lot of time in with my friends, doing some fun stuff, get to see some music, hang out, like,
yeah,
everything's going pretty well. So just trying to enjoy it, drink it in.
Yeah. Drink it in. Yeah. Yeah. So this, thank you for Adam Duritz for the inspiration for this one and 100%. The album. I'm glad we were able to listen. Like I said, the live performances are just so much fun. I guess you need to be in the right. You can't just throw it on at any time. I understand that, but like, if you find yourself in the right time, like, and you're listening to them, and you're just like, you know what, I'm gonna head to this. I'm gonna go to the big screen with this and watch a concert. And oh man, it's a lot of fun.
It's special. And there's a lot of really quality Counting Crows footage out there because they were kind of the darlings of the industry back then. So everybody wanted them on their TV programs. Everybody wanted a live special. The last remaining jewel in their crown is to be on the Grunge Bible podcast, and we can provide that for them.
Mr. Adam, would you oblige and come on down to the GB studio
and pull back the curtain on your dating history. A Grunge Bible exclusive.
What a run. I think we talked about that on the last
we
one
did.
time.
Yeah, one time over the last 230 episodes, we've talked about Adam Durrett's prolific run in the 90s.
I mean, it was a pretty good deal, dude. If you date him, like, you get a song written about you. Like,
yeah, I mean, and like as far as lore goes, like that's pretty incredible lore to have like to have a song written after you, or if like you're dating in like the emo scene, like to have like one of your voicemails be included as an intro or an outro to a song.
Yeah, I think people try to flex and be like, that song was written about me. It's like, wasn't really, but then it's like, no, I dated Adam. Like, that was definitely, it's like, oh yeah, that was definitely written about you. I helped write it, actually.
I mean, it's all fair game in love, war, and art, man. Nothing's off limits.
It's a full day, Chris.
Exactly. It's like Jim Valvano said, you gotta laugh, you gotta think, and you gotta cry once a day. In order for it to be a good day,
Adam took that to heart.
Moved to tears, man.
So good.
That's great. Well, I hope we have a full day today. What are you up to? Oh, you have a family thing this afternoon, right?
I do. Yes, we have a very full day it probably will include all those things. You have a memorial service for one of my uncles, and all the Shalloways are getting together back at the home that we live in. My dad is one of 4 kids, and his dad built the house.
And they grew up there, yeah.
Yep. So everybody's hopefully, we'll see who makes it back. But a lot of people are coming back to the homestead that probably haven't been there since, my grandparents were around, and having people over. So this is the Shalloways, we don't get together all that much, so it's always special when it happens. And everybody's like, we should do this more, but we never do.
It's tough to wrangle everybody in, just like that guy at the beach bar was telling me.
It's just like with your group of friends, like, we should do this more. It's like, we definitely should. And then you don't see him for 2 years.
Yeah, man.
So it's
I'm glad it's going to be one of those days for you that you're going to be able to see everybody. That's special.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll definitely be really good.
Nice, man.
Yeah, I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. I hope everybody out there listening is going to have a great week. Like you said, we got the last 2 weeks of August here, and then everything kicks back into high gear. So thank you for bearing with us and all the, the sabbatical. We've been on a sabbatical. Look here, Charlie.
Oh, yeah, we got the dog. Excellent.
Charlie, you want to say hi to Frank and Abraham?
Look at that.
He waved
what a good
his tail.
Dog. He did.
Charlie's a good boy. Elijah's on his way back from Maine. He's definitely not going to make the family gathering.
It doesn't seem like it, right?
But last thing, do you want this day, or not this day in music, but a song of the week? Do you have a song that everybody should go and take a listen to?
I'm gonna find one. So in the time that I do that, you can lead off here, because I just have to consult my recent playlist here.
Yeah, so I was, as I said earlier, I've been listening to some Eggy recently, and they are, pretty small. The footprint, like, they only have, I think, 30,000 listeners on Spotify. So, but they're way better than that. I mean, that's just a number. But they have a few songs that really, they had an album that came out in 2024 that has a few that I like to put on. But I'm gonna go with one of the live performances, because that's just, what you have to do with jam bands,
Yeah.
And so they have a song called Shadow, and they have a performance in 2023 in Burlington, Vermont.
Nice.
And it is excellent. It's about 20 minutes long, and they jam, they get in the pocket, and they have this. So the jam bands, I think I've probably explained it to you. They have this, for me, my favorite type of jams is where it's like, it feels like you're driving through a tunnel. And like you're driving through a tunnel, and it feels like it's getting smaller and smaller, and they're building up, and then like all of a sudden you exit the tunnel, and then all of a sudden your scope, you can see, like, how you come out of a tunnel, you can see everything, and it's just like, it feels like you're going in and out of long tunnels where it's like, build up, and then boom, it opens up and it gets really, really big. Those are my like favorite types, where it's just like, they can't jam any harder, and then they hit the beat, and then they go even harder, and like at the end of the next 3 minutes, they do the same thing. So
absolutely,
I'm gonna go Shadow, live version of Shadow. I'll put on there, and it's a lot of fun.
Nice, dude. It's a good
I
one.
can just I always picture myself like what I'd be like in the show. I'm like, oh yeah, I would be dancing. I would be loving this.
Oh yeah, you get those dancing shoes
bears
out on
dude.
the floor just dancing.
The dancing bears, dude. They never get a break. There's always one dancing out there.
I like that, man. I'm going to pick a kind of a different vein. It's kind of funny. So I recently found out that the person whose song I'm going to choose for Song of the Week was actually a member of the Silver Jews with Dave Berman, who I used as a Song of the Week last week. But I'm going to choose a song from an artist named William Tyler, and the song is called Highway Anxiety. It's from a 2016 album called Modern Country. And somehow I discovered this song like either 2016 or 2017, because I remember listening to it a lot in college. It's like purely instrumental, kind of just like thinking about life kind of song. And I think it just kind of goes well with the theme of like this episode, and also just kind of like the theme of life that you kind of find yourself in at this point in time. Like it's always come back to kind of stuff like this. It kind of feels like the country version of like Explosions in the Sky, or like the Mighty Rio Grande, like kind of stuff like that. And it's just a really, really great tune. I highly suggest spending some time with it. And it kind of gains steam as it goes along in a good way. So that'll be my Song of the Week, Highway Anxiety. Also a shout out to another song on this album, for the song, but also especially for the title of the song. And that song is I'm Gonna Live Forever If It Kills Me. So big shout out to William Tyler.
That's awesome.
That's my Song of the Week.
Great. Yeah, I'm excited to listen to that. William Tyler. All right.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. Anything else, Chris? I know, just a quick softball update. You're in the, the finals here.
Yeah, we are, man. We played in the semifinal this past Thursday night, and we ended up, by the skin of our teeth, getting through to the finals. A 10-9 walk-off in the bottom of the 7th inning in a game where we did not play our best. We didn't hit our best. There was also a rain and lightning delay too, dude. We were up 9-3 in the 5th inning, and the skies opened up while we were in the field, and that made things a little difficult. And they ended up getting back to 9-7, and then we hit in the bottom of the 6th. We couldn't get anything across, but we got a couple of base runners from the bottom of our lineup, which was huge, because we knew if we needed the bottom of the 7th, we could turn the lineup over and get to the good hitters up at the top. And we go out in the top of the 7th, and immediately a walk, a single, and then a bases clearing double for the other team. So they knotted up 9-9. So we're like, oh shit, we got no outs. But then thankfully we ended up getting somebody popped up to me. Somebody grounded out to the shortstop, and then we had another walk and a ground ball to the third baseman. We ended up getting the force at second to end the inning, and then it was a tie ball game, so we only needed one. And bottom of the order, our second to last hitter in the lineup got a single, and then our last hitter struck out. So it was one on and one out, and we needed one run. I'm the leadoff hitter, so I came on. I ripped a single to right field that got the runner on first to third. So first and third, one out. I mean, it was pretty much all finished. It was pretty much finished. And our two hitter, he came in and he did what he had to do. He just hit one to center field, and it found some grass, and we got the run home. So playing in the championship, best 2 out of 3 this week. Really excited because we've lost the last 2 championships, so we need to right the wrongs here.
Well, it's good you had a little resistance in the penultimate. Well,
that's the thing.
game.
We needed to be tested, and I'll tell you, I played pretty. I went 4 for 4. I had 2 doubles, a single, and an inside the park homer. Had to hit those wheels. I hit one of the gap, and I don't know, man. You gotta turn on the jets sometimes.
Just closed your eyes and started running.
Yeah, exactly. So felt pretty good. We got a good win.
Yeah, it seemed like, those are the games that, when you're the top seed, people want. They want a rain delay.
You got a target on your
play.
back.
They want all the things to come out. So
this other team, they had everything going for them, and it still wasn't enough to beat us. So
yeah, that's huge. Not a little adversity. You guys are ready for the
we're
finals.
more confident for the finals than we were for the semifinals after having had this experience. But
and you got the cushion lead, so that's great.
Yeah, it's big. So You know,
so the final? It's going to be completed this week, right?
This Thursday, August 21st. I'm hopeful that
we'll check in next week. Everybody.
Yeah, I'm hopeful that we'll just win the first 2 games and it won't go to a third. That's the thing, man. I mean, one game, anything
you do
can
have
happen.
To win too. It's best 2
out of 3. Best 2 out of 3.
I thought maybe it was double elimination tournament. They were coming from the losers.
Yep. So it's one of those things where like. So the options are you could do a best 2 out of 3 7-inning games or 1 9-inning game. And, we're like, 9-inning game, like something could happen, but like no one's going to beat us 2 times, like in 3 games. So, we'll be ready to go.
That's right.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the update. That's great.
Bring home that trophy.
Yeah. Oh man, you need your first one. Everybody, you're the most hungry you've ever been.
We're going to make it happen, man. So that's the update from the field. So,
great.
And I think that's the conclusion of this podcast episode as well.
It is. Thank you for listening. Thank you for following along.
Thanks for spending some time with us.
Leave a review, follow. Obviously, we have the Patreon that we talked about in the beginning that you can join. And whatever it is, just make sure you're out there listening to good music and talking to your friends, Stay close. Stay close to your friends.
It's important.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. We'll be back next week.
You better believe
another episode.
Rock and roll. Thanks for listening. See you later.